Hey everybody, this is Rob Gauthier, the ET Whisperer, and welcome to the ET Whisperer YouTube channel. Hey everybody, it's been a while since you've seen my face. As most of you know, had a crazy last year or so. Actually, it's been a little longer than a year. It's been a long while where you guys have been getting minimum videos, so I wanted to share a couple things before we start this video. First of all, this video is being shot at the same time with a couple other videos, meaning that you guys are going to start getting, for this month, at least one video per week. Now we're trying to make sure that you get one video per week for the rest of the year. We are integrating one day that we take no channeling. That's not considered an off day. And we dedicate just to shooting these videos. And we figure the Galactic monthly channelings, whereas they were once per month long ago, started being more like once every 3 months, and then to 6 months, and then it hasn't been for almost a year now. We want to bring the Galactic monthly to a Galactic weekly channeling. We know that this is a cool thing for you guys, that you guys really enjoy this, but you also enjoy Aridif, Treb, Metatron, and we're going to try to integrate more of that back. As you guys have noticed, in the last couple months we put out more videos than we have in the last year almost, and that's part of the trend that we're going to continue trying to keep moving forward. One thing that I want to talk to you guys about while I've got you here is most of you guys know that I have a son who's going to be 20 this April. His name's Jeremy. He also has severe cerebral palsy. He's 20 years old. He has the mind of about a 6-month-old, and he has body functions of less than that. Basically, at 20 years of age, he has to be bathed, fed, taken to school, put to bed, diapers changed, anything you can think of a newborn baby that you would have to do for someone. This is what I do with my son. And we have him at this point half the time per month, 2 weeks out of each month. This is why we don't do a lot of daytime sessions. This is why we had a limited calendar. And this year, we've opened up the calendars because we found a sort of finality in that situation. I'd been going to court on and off for the last 3 years over custody situation with him, with his mother. That was a long process, but now it seems to be over. The court put something in place to have someone who makes decisions because his mother and myself weren't agreeing on the decisions in life. So now that's settled. It's behind us. We know what our schedule is going to look like. This is why also in the last 2 years you've only seen us do 2 live events per year, or 1 live event per year, and those are Asheville, North Carolina 3-day workshops and the channel panel. In 2018, last year, we did the channel panel online, and we did our Asheville live event. And the year before that, we did a channel panel live in Burbank, the one that included Daryl Anka, Wendy Kennedy, Lee Harris, Nora Harold, all the others. And we did that, and also the Asheville. But this year, we're really going to shift things up. You have been hearing me say that now for 2 years, but now we have finality. The last couple months proves going forward the energy. I'm not going to promise you that there will be a video every week here, but I will promise you that we are trying to get at least one video per week from this release forward. Kalina and myself are very serious about it. Some of the things that have made us more serious about it now than before is kind of a twofold thing. One of those is that we are having a new child on the way. Kalina and myself are pregnant. We're due with our baby on July 15th of this year. And it's really exciting. We're going to share the sex of the baby with everybody. But this is something that Kalina and I are excited about. Kalina just turned 40 in January. I myself turned 39. This is our first mutual child and her first kid, period. So this is a really huge, exciting thing. Obviously, we need to be able to motivate a bigger place than a apartment or a 2-bedroom apartment like we're living in now. There won't be enough room here for us, and we need to motivate perpetual energy. One thing you guys noticed is after 2016, I started gaining weight again. A lot of that had to do with my lack of feeling productive. I'm a Capricorn, and you guys know that when a Capricorn's not pushing forward, doing the things that they love, they tend to shut down a little bit. I want to say 5 or 6 months ago, I got a new burst of energy. The court was getting ready to settle. I knew things would be finalized at one point or another, and it really motivated me. So now I've lost that weight. I've been motivated in my personal life, and now the channeling comes. That's the first reason. Secondly, I am very frustrated at the spiritual community lately. I've been watching videos of people, channelers, spiritual teachers, some that I've personally known, who have just gone off the deep end. One of the channelers I've known for about 4 or 5 years was on one of their own things talking about insulting people in the live chat. Just something I never thought that person would do. Other people have been really not very, very nice to me or Kalina behind our backs. And then there have been other people who just up and quit channeling. Channeling's no longer their passion, and they've been doing it for the same time I have. Some of you noticed Brad Johnson, someone who you've seen on this channel many times, isn't going to be channeling Adronis anymore. I know a lot of you guys did resonate with him, some of you didn't, but he's not going to be channeling anymore either. He announced that he's done. So we have all these spiritual teachers, channelers, who've either gone off the deep end or just quit channeling and teaching spiritual energy in a different way. And there needs to be a void filled in. I don't consider myself the best channeler out there. I try not to be conceited, but I do know when it comes to my connection with Aridif, I have a very clear connection with him. Aridif, Treb too. Treb obviously. Treb even more so than Aridif. But people really resonate with Aridif. This is, in my opinion, quality channeling that we share here. There is not a whole ton of that's being consistently put out there anymore. That's where I want to fill the void. A lot of the really great channelers are no longer doing videos because they're doing personal one-on-one sessions, and that fills their time. They're doing books, which is a very time-consuming energy, or they're out and about doing live events all year. So those quality channelers you don't have access to. You don't have access to their information. I've always prided myself in doing the threefold energy. The giving, channeling for free for those who can't afford it. That is the YouTube videos we put out. To helping people who can't afford a lot by doing our Patreon, where if you have $11 or $55 a month, you can join that and get extra intense channeling that you choose. And then the third layer, personal sessions, which are, in most people's terms, very expensive. But also, I can only do them X amount of time between the 2 weeks my son's here, only one per day for a couple days a week, or twice per week when he's not here for 1 week, because the other week we have to set aside for our Patreon people. And the thing is, I never have a shortage of personal sessions. My calendar's always filled for 3 weeks. What I would prefer to do is not have to do one-on-one sessions all the time. I do those now because it fills my financial void and it helps those people get one-on-one. What I would like to do is bring more people to Patreon and let that larger group be intimate in their one-on-one questions on the monthly Q&A, or put subjects up that Aridif, Treb, or some other entity will channel on in depth. And that is some of the most expansive experiences that is beyond what you get here at YouTube for free. A lot of people like that. We have 63 patrons right now. And that is a good place for us to put in energy, but also have an archive of almost 2 years worth of channelings every month. At least 2 different videos with 2 different channelings per month, Q&A, and the in-depth topic that people pick. They give us the subjects, we put the subjects up to a vote, they vote, and whatever wins we channel on. I know I'm going on, but I really wanted to open up this video with the energy of me welcoming myself back to the YouTube format. To saying, hey, I need to put my energy in here regularly. We're going to start premiering these videos too so that you guys have the opportunity to chat during the broadcast of these videos. And I will try my hardest, pending on my life at the moment, to be in that chat room with every video that we premiere if possible. If not, I will always look back and read the comments and look through what you guys are saying. So we'll keep that open with a live chat so that all of you can put in your 2 cents as you watch the video together at a scheduled time. And then the link will be forever open for your viewing at a later time. Another thing that I wanted to announce is that this year is the guaranteed year for the return of my weekly radio show. This is the Enlightenment Evolution Hour with your host, Rob Gauthier, where every week I'm going to take people, open up the Skype lines, open up the call lines, and talk about the issues of the day. And this is going to be some of the frustrations that I just talked about what's going on in our spiritual community. Me and Kalina, when we first met and started working together, worked hard to pull the community in by creating the channel panel. Having all different channelers from all different perspectives and walk of lives come together and share their energy. And we felt like before that, the community was fragmented, especially in the channeling community. We brought oneness with that group. We brought a lot of healing with a lot of people who had been burnt out or who had been burned by other people working for other channelers, working with other channelers. Then we stopped putting as much energy into it in the last 2 years because of our personal lives, and it seems like that community drifts apart again. I know everything runs in cycles. I shared a little bit about this on Facebook today. But I really think that we need to come back together as a community. We cannot create healing in our community till we talk about the hard subjects. Some of this is uncomfortable. Some people don't like talking about things that feel bad. But like I said earlier in my Facebook post when I shared this, those of you who want to live life without confronting those things that are painful, that are bothersome, you're going to find yourself either using your avoidance to stay away, which isn't healthy, or you're going to be out of your body so much etherically that you're not going to ground yourself. We came to Earth to experience Earth, and Earth is full of getting your ass kicked sometimes. And not all the time, just sometimes. And when we do, feeling, experiencing, and going through that is what helps us grow and expand. If we're always love and light, rainbow and unicorn farts, we will never expand in the possible expansion that we have. This is why we joined the Master Class of Earth. This is why we joined Hardcore Earth Experience 101. We wanted that tough class. We're here. I love you guys so much. Thank you for listening to me. Enjoy the channeling. There's going to be 4 installments. Aridif will bring 4 different entities in. Enjoy the first entity, and next week you'll see number 2, the week after, number 3, the week after, number 4, and then we'll be shooting new videos in 4 weeks. Love you guys. Enjoy, enjoy, enjoy. Love you. If you're interested in Patreon, the link's below. If you're interested in the website to check out all the free videos, all the free classes, all the free things that we've done, or if you want to check out personal sessions, etwhisperer.com. Love you guys. See you later. Greetings to all. This is Aridif. That is Aridif, and this is its spell. We understand that we are going back into the cycle of that energy that is called your galactic weekly channeling construct. And as that energy pushes forward, we will bring forward the energy of the entity that is first most excited to co-create and to speak with you, and secondly, that in which has most alignment in the desire to co-create with the entirety of the Earth Collective. Firstly, we will connect you with an entity that in our own perspective has great pain to share with Earth Collective, and one for all of you to look over, to feel, to see if it resonates with your own consciousness, and if so, to utilize any form of the discussion in your own reflective terms, as each and every one of you, resonating or not, have been a part of this co-creation and reflection of said co-creation. One moment we will connect you. Hello, friends. The pleasure to be here with you is mine and is yours shared, and hopefully you find this creation as fun as we will. First, annunciation introductions are always important for the human mind to first understand who and what they are creating with. I am an entity who exists in the plane of existence that you call fifth density, sixth dimension. I am also an entity who exists in an extraterrestrial sensory to you. I reside in a star system that is far beyond your Leo constellation. One part of our co-creation is explaining to you what it is that I do first. If you were to tell my own self that you have a job, and I were to understand what the implicating of that job means, then I would tell you I also have a job. My job is to track the growth of all races in this part of the galaxy. The growth of races mean their evolution in sociological standings, and their growing in mental standings. This is something that I've done with Earth, as well as many other races in your fourth dimension energy. Many human beings on Earth live through history in a variance of ways, depending on the portion of the planet that they live on, depending on their economical status, and depending on their belief systems, have vastly different experiences. This is not unique to Earth, but is a unique way that you express this. The energy that we've had in sharing our own thoughts and energies with humans before come in collectives of old scribes and even newer form psychic energies. They call our race the Watchers. They call our race the Recorders. And that energy is directly related to our ability and desires to look upon you, to watch you, to study you, and to write down the information that we find. We don't use a written form language like you do, but we do record and archive by writing the information from our mind into our technological sphere. And technological energy sphere is a physical sphere that is made of crystalline light dimensional energy. This is a compacted form of etheric energy that makes grid systems, but is manifested as tangible sphere energies. It's a technology that's well advanced where humans exist right now, but it is an advancement that you can understand logically with your brains. This technology has given us the opportunity to watch your recent history very closely. We've seen many things happening on your world that many humans are surprised to see. And yet, through our studying of humans, the larger and smaller cycles, the natural and unnatural cycles, we've actually been able to see this coming from quite far away. You're going through energy shifts of your body and soul. Those parts of energies are called ascension to some humans. They're also called evolution to others. The evolution of your minds and souls are incredibly fascinating, as many of you start receiving things that you desired, but once they've been received, start worrying very largely and deeply about those. We've seen the political landscape of your country where you wanted change so greatly, and when changes come, you've either seen it not as change or seen it as the wrong change. One thing that we've noticed is no change on earth goes without reward. The bad changes, the good changes, the ones that feel those different emotions for you are always positive changes. You've been on brinks of worldwide wars and nuclear holocausts, and even those were good changes for the earth. It always feels very sad or very painful to go through the changes, but when we see them, we are always extraordinarily happy for you. The reason we are happy is not because individuals go through pain. It's not because groups of you go through pain. It's because we know where this pain ultimately leads all beings in all corners of the galaxy that we ourselves watch. That growth is always how not to make those mistakes again, or how to better yourself next time so the mistakes do not become imminent, or mistakes do not become habit-forming. So many of you have seen the different political regimes that have taken over different corners of the world as bad things. We know that there is a country that holds a large energy of focus called the United States, and that regime change was a singular person who is not well accepted in large communities, yet is accepted widely in other communities. Worldwide, there are always different focuses on this human being. But the one thing that it brought all of the people that they didn't like, or that they didn't like the person in charge, was the fact that now they understand the type of personality that they don't want. They understand that the shifts and changes in that energy have stirred the large pot of energy even more largely. The people who did like this energy or did like this entity see it as a new beginning and then will behave as such. That means that those people who enjoyed this person will then find more things to be enjoyable about or to be enjoyed with. All of those changes are positive changes, and even though it feels hard for those that don't like this human being, they do realize that in 2 or 6 years maximum, this person will no longer be a part of their society in a place of power. There have been other regime changes around the world. Through France, and the economic status of society has gone into a direction humans perceive as liberal. And that energy has given a great deal of people in France feelings of being liberated, of having that liberty and using it. This means all of those people who enjoyed the very progressive variety of labeled energy are going to be able to do more and more with themselves. Those who don't like it also can prepare themselves mentally to fix the things they don't like in their lives. Win it and win and win. All of these things show wins to all of you. Even the regimes of power that seem not to be happy or not to be good. Extreme terrorism is perceived in your collective. We do know that there is much less of that activity than humans think that there is, due to the publications of news communities who desire for people to be fearful. Most of you aren't falling for that trick. Some of you are, and even those who fall for that trick are still getting more of what they do not want in order for them to get the things they do like and do want. We find this pattern to be repetitious and will continue repeating for humans until they have learned their total lesson. The first is the assumption that everyone on the other half of the political field, of the economic field, of the social field, or of your own personal experience field will always never be able to understand what you're going through, or will never be able to understand the situations that anger you. When we've found in the heartstone of Earth, the place where all emotions come to collaborate with each other, that everyone who is in the left side and right side of politics, they all want the exact same thing. They all want more people to be more happy and more people to have higher chances of happiness. The path in that outcome is always different. We see that there are games from childhood, and we take this from reference with the human being we're working with now, Rob. He saw a map, a little maze of games that you can draw lines through the various mazes to find your way to the end. There was never just one pathway in the easier childhood ways. There were multiple pathways to get from the very beginning to the very end. That's all politics are, is getting from one end to the next and finding different ways to do it. You can never make an entire group of people with different energies happy. So by doing what they believe is best to get to that end, still creates happiness with them and those like them. And when we see energies that are going towards that, that is where happiness can be found. And the people who don't find the same exact path from start to end can still find happiness at the other end. The only time we see exception with this is when the beliefs of the humans are so strong that they take away rights of the other humans. This is where problems become the largest. Without acceptance for others' beliefs, without acceptance for others' energies, there never can be found middle grounds. If you draw a line in your same amazing map that goes all the way around the edges and spirals inwards to the center, then finds its way out, that is the longest way possible. If you go directly from start to end, it is the quickest way possible, but also you have to climb many walls or barriers to get there. Both of those ways exert way too much effort. The left and the right, the front and the back. Look at that position. Left and right, top and bottom, what's left. The center area is where all the greatest eases are found. We are grateful to have the opportunity to share our perspective of what you're going through now with you. We find great joy in that sharing, and we find great love in our hearts for your love in your hearts. Goodbye, friends. Hey everybody, I hope you really enjoyed the video. We hope that you're enjoying the new series setup that we've got with weeks 1 through 4 shot all at the same time, with Aridif bringing in the Galactic weekly channeling. We really love you guys. We're so excited about this new year, and we're excited all of you who stayed with us for the last couple months or the last 10 years almost of our channeling. We love you guys so much, and we're so grateful for all the energy you yourself have poured into our co-creation. We love you guys with all of our hearts. Thank you so much, and we'll see you next month or week with the Galactic weekly channeling. It's still hard to say because I'm getting used to the weekly versus monthly. Enjoy week to week, guys, and I'll be recording and talking to this camera next month, but you'll see me next week. Love you guys. Bye.